The middle girl.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is episode 3 of Middle Ground, and with us today we have Wendy. Wendy's in the building, our producer. April, can you introduce her?
Do you want to host the show?
Actually, I'm sorry, Nadeska. Go ahead, Nadeska.
Do you want to host the show?
I just want to start again. We messed up our initial beginning, and I wanted to start again. Go ahead.
All right. Welcome back, everybody. This is April Maey talking right now. I'm here with Maey Abaga and Wendy Akomolafe-Kalu. Luz Canaan is missing. In action.
Shaking my head.
Without leave.
Shaking my
absent.
head.
So we're just going to do the show without him, and hopefully he gets here midway.
Not like we're going to miss him.
But how's everyone doing? Wendy, what's up? This is your first time. Are you excited? I know you're like my number one fan, and you just love me so much. Like, you tell me this every day, but how are you doing?
I'm great.
You're shaking right now. I can see you shaking right now.
She's shocked to be standing next to the legend.
Which one?
You, of course. I mean, April, of course.
Yeah, right.
Why is Luz Canaan not here? We're supposed to be here at 9, and it's past 12. Luz isn't here. What is Luz Canaan doing? We all know he's retired.
He got shit going on.
I doubt that.
But we're all going to give, Luz Canaan a hard time when he gets here. So, let's just jump straight into the show. Killing it. So, our first story is about a taxify driver who sexually harassed his client by squeezing her nipple.
This is a nipple grab.
Nipple grab. So, what do we think about that?
It's deplorable. First of all, it wasn't just like a random cab driver. And this is me no way saying that random cab drivers can squeeze nipples. However, the fact that he worked for some organization where they track their drivers, they have all their information, probably have his bank info and all that information, his address and all, is absolutely stupid. Now, another thing is that for our gay and lesbian people out there, with the laws in Nigeria, it is not safe for you to because the girl in the story said that she told him that she's a lesbian.
But I don't think she's actually
I think she just told him.
I don't think it's safe to say. Yeah, I don't think it's safe to say. That's what I wanted to say. That to everybody out there, I feel like I have a few friends that are maybe, have different sexual orientation. Okay. I think it's stupid that we have that law in Nigeria. Mm-hmm. But now that we do, until the law is repealed, I think that it's not safe to say to someone. That in no way excuses his actions. I mean,
I think women in general have sort of been in these sort of situations where they felt uncomfortable, and just to get the guy away, I'm not into men, just leave me alone. Yeah. Exactly.
I'm a lesbian.
So exactly.
I'm a lesbian. I have a boyfriend. I'm married.
Stuff like that.
All sorts of things.
So I wouldn't so much blame. Although I can see where you're coming from, I wouldn't so much blame her for saying that if she felt like that was the only way for her to stop the conversation from happening. And then he goes and says, "Oh, I'm gonna squeeze your nipple."
Oh, he doesn't say anything.
Exactly,
he doesn't say. He just grabs, right?
No, he squeezed it. Then he now said, I think he said lesbians don't respond.
Yeah, he wanted to see if she would respond to him.
So how did he? I mean, has he been out here grabbing lesbians?
I don't even understand. What?
I think it's
a deeper question is her bra situation. She wasn't wearing a bra.
Why are you concerned about it?
Because she said he reached over and grabbed her nipple. He didn't say he grew up my boob. He said he grabbed my nipple. Mm-hmm. If she was wearing a bra, then
I think if you're not wearing a padded bra, it's still possible for someone to grab
depending on your nipple.
What does that have to do with this?
But yeah, exactly. No, it doesn't really.
It's just about the fact of saying that, ladies, you are allowed to do whatever you want to do, but realize that if you are in the car with a boob grabber and you're not wearing a bra, you give him an easy target. That's all I'm saying. Because he reached over and grabbed her nipple. Do you know how hard that is? No. Listen to what I'm saying.
You'd have grabbed her breast anyway.
Do you know? Yes, but do you know how hard it is to grab a nipple? Like, if somebody showed me their nipple and then said, "Look away," and turn back and grab my nipple immediately, I wouldn't be able to Like,
But
But
that
he
doesn't
would
even
have still
matter.
assaulted her by going for her boobs.
Yeah,
Like it doesn't matter.
exactly.
He would, even if he just went, even if she was wearing a bra, even if she wasn't wearing a bra, doesn't matter. He would have still been in somewhere he was not supposed to be.
yes, we accept he's completely wrong. He's a deplorable human being. All I'm saying is that
We should wear bras.
he gave. No, I'm not saying that. I'm just saying it was an easier target. Because it's amazing to me that he was able to hit the nipple.
Maybe
at
he's
once.
had practice. Maybe he just knows where it is.
Maybe he's had. Isn't this terrible? Maybe
Practice.
like
Jesus.
it's
now.
terrible. It's
Maybe
terrible.
he has been doing. You never know, because if you're that confident, like to just, and he was driving.
Oh my god!
How do you do that?
Was
when
he in
you're
the back? Was she in the back or?
No,
next to him?
I don't even
I don't
know
know
where
anything about
he
the
said she said that he reached back, but I don't know where exactly she was.
I think I
sitting.
read that, yeah, because I felt when I read the story, I think he was. That's terrible, chills. That's terrible. It's a terrible story. Sexual assault in no way is funny, and especially for I think men these days are starting to speak out more about it. Like, look, rape, assault, any sort is deplorable. It's crazy. I think most men agree that that's the one thing that. I mean, there's this terrible video about somebody getting killed about it. Yes, somebody getting killed for raping a 3-year-old.
Oh, that guy.
Shot in the streets,
Yeah, he was wearing a blue shirt or something.
Yeah, but I think most guys that saw it were like, oh, okay, and that's just show. I mean, that's still terrible, right? For someone to just be killed like that, but it just shows you how much like it's. I mean, it's terrible.
I feel
We
like
should never do that.
so many
I think
rape stories were going around, like sexual
Yeah.
assault, rape stories over the past like 2 weeks. It's just
I think this is something that has been happening for a very long time, and then we don't pay attention, because even walking down the street, you're gonna get harassed by men.
yeah, man.
Physically harassed by men.
I have been pulled by a guy, like, just because I was walking away while he was talking to me. Like, he actually grabbed me and pulled me back and said, hey, look, I'm talking to you.
As if
And nobody did anything. I was like,
Let me ask
somebody
you a
help
question.
me, and
Let me ask you a
nobody
question.
did anything.
He's definitely a rude person, and he has assaulted you. But is that sexual assault?
it's assault.
It's
regardless.
assault.
It's assault, right?
regardless,
I don't
yeah.
think it's sexual, but it's still assault.
Yeah. So anyways, it needs to stop. So on to the next one. A Nigerian soldier allegedly slapped an actress. Her name is Sarami, and he slapped her for standing up against harassment. So this is what I'm saying right now. She saw someone getting harassed. She spoke up about it. She confronted the guy, and she got slapped for
She
it.
saw
And
who getting harassed.
another woman by a soldier. So basically, the woman was getting harassed, and she confronts the guy that, hey, you can't do this, and he slaps her, and then takes off his shirt, and then shows like his soldier uniform or whatever, and says, I'm a soldier,
So he can harass people.
because he's a soldier.
Yeah, I think soldiers. He could get he could get thrown out of the army for that, because soldiers are definitely not supposed to like harass civilians.
But I feel like it happens so often, and I'm not sure if it happens more to guys than to women, but it happens a lot. Many guys I know get harassed by like soldiers, policemen. You can just hear that, oh, somebody was on their way to work and soldiers assaulted him, and you're like, I don't
Why?
understand. And then who do you go to report that kind of situation?
Yeah, the truth about it is that you can go to no one. So let me tell you a funny story. Luce and I were driving somewhere, right? I didn't stop, and the cop. I had a white Benz at the time, and I didn't stop. We're gonna go play basketball. I didn't stop, and the cop hit the car
With his car?
with his gun.
Wow.
And so I drove off. And the way I drove off, they looked in the car, they saw Luce, of course, looking like a rascal, as he does, and saw me, and they're probably like, oh, this nice gentleman is being kidnapped by this obvious terrorist.
Oh, wow.
And
Terrorist rapper.
came to the other side of the road. Now, I could have...
Loose terrorists.
This happened right around Okwebi, the Okwebi link, Sheraton, that side. So when I came round, I made up my mind. I said, let's just go. So we drove up to the car. The cops came. They rushed the car. As soon as they came out of the car, as soon as they came to the car, Luz came and jumped out the car. The cops grabbed him. And Luz grew up in a barrack. He's never been in the military. But as soon as they grabbed him, I just said, yo, better don't touch him. That's a military boy. The police went, blah, blah, blah. We ended up having a long conversation about it. I was angry. You give my car. We ended up talking. When we were done, the policeman was still like, because Luz didn't say anything throughout the whole time. And the policeman was still like, but why is this guy quiet? Like, say something. I was like, nah, you just be glad you didn't touch him. He's like, but just say something. And Luz was just quiet. And it was like, no, brother, you have to forgive each other. We have to, because they actually thought Luz was in the military, right? And they, that there's this tension between police and soldiers. We left to play basketball. We came back. That place was cleared. There were no policemen there. Those guys were like, nah, bro, we're not taking this chance today.
They probably thought he was like taking notes of their names.
And stuff like that.
You should have taken notes of their names.
Yeah, but I don't think you can be a soldier with a beard, actually. You have to be clean shaven.
Wow.
Yeah. But I don't know.
So they didn't think about, I think that's something policemen should know.
Yeah,
it's like, this guy
great detective
is
work,
definitely
detective.
But yeah, I think people, civilians getting harassed by policemen or soldiers, these are the people meant to protect us. So then basically the only people we have to protect ourselves are each other.
Yeah, well.
And then when you look in the comments of this story, you're hearing people saying, mind your own business, because she defended a woman who was being harassed. So
I saw there was one time there was a video flying around about I think it was a policeman or something beating up a woman. I think she was selling fish or something it's a long time ago, and they were beating her up, and people did not help her. Like, the guy was beating her up. I think maybe she was rude to him while she was selling fish to him or something, but I was just like, wow. So that's a kind of situation where obviously people were choosing to mind their business.
Yeah.
And this woman got assaulted, harassed, everything.
Look, we're moving from one level of society to another level, and we're going to have to fight for the right to not be harassed by whoever you are. Like, even when you're caught doing a crime or whatever, nobody has a right to kick you or beat you or whatever, right?
Exactly.
You're supposed to be apprehended, taken to court, tried in front of a jury of your peers, whatever. If you're found guilty, you go to jail and face time that way. But all this jungle justice and being beaten and all that. Also, one thing that's really important about this is that you said the lady was selling fish or something. Mm-hmm. I think in the future you could just say the lady was selling something, because fish in that situation qualifies as something. So it's not like you're saying fish or something, because fish is not something. So these are the two options. If you just said she was selling something, maybe fish, right? It would do that, because fish is, you get my point.
You're always right.
You're welcome.
When Deluz is in here, so you just have to you just have to do that for a second.
Right.
Don't worry,
Okay,
you'll be fine. Alright, so to the next story. So Lil Devar, right?
Oh, wow.
He said on the Breakfast Club that if he unknowingly slept with a transgender woman, he would kill her.
Cue Wendy. Defender of the universe.
Wendy is like the pro activist for all them people. So like, what's going on? What do you think?
Yeah, I feel like kill is much. Like, someone, like I said before, someone sexually defrauds you, and the first thing that comes to your mind is to kill the person. It's just, I think it's stupid. Like, Usher has sexually defrauded, as we know, at least 2 women that
Allegedly.
he has to pay money.
Allegedly.
Which alleged? The first one he paid $1 million.
Wow.
So the second one, we can still say allegedly, but there's at least 2 women that are going around with herpes that think that they got it from Usher. And that's sexual fraud, right? Mm-hmm. He doesn't deserve to be killed either. I don't think, except he feels raped or something, I don't know. But I just feel like you say kill, is far. Like, you can say, you can be like, I would prefer to be told that someone is transgender before I have sex with the person. There's a way to pass that across without being a complete and utter dickhead. Although
I think with Lil Devar, right, I don't think he meant what he said in the way he said it. I think that he was put in a very, very uncomfortable position, because he was trying to just say, I would not sleep with a transgender. I would not. And they were like, oh, what if after this amount of time he was like, well, I'm going to kill her. Like, is she mad? That sort of thing. But I don't think he would actually kill.
First of all, we don't know what Lil Devar can and can't do. Okay.
Well, I just don't think that's what it meant, is what I'm saying.
No, but I still think that you should say what you mean, and you're on a public platform. You are a public individual. You don't go just saying shit.
He's a comedian. I think he's been attacked now for saying hate language. I don't think it was hate language, even though it's very close. Mm-hmm. It's like me watching a white, and I don't want to be like, a fighter for one sort of oppression and not another, right? So if I were watching a white guy say something about the statistics of crime for black people, no matter what the person was saying, whether they were right or not, I'd be like, bro, you're standing right on the line of racism. Like, yeah, I mean, you have to, if you're a white person talking about about any black crime or whatever, you have to put it in context. Like, well, we did rape these people and kill them for years and put them in a situation where, so yeah, I mean, it was borderline there, but I think that he didn't make a hate statement, and it's important for us to distinguish the two, so that people that are making hate statements, right, can be properly dealt with, and that we don't waste outrage on non-issues.
I still feel like he could have. I feel like he could have handled it way differently. And it's weird because with all these like scenario things, when someone says, "Oh, what if you do this? What if you do that?" You can just think about it and answer. But like someone was asking me a question, was like, "No, that's a dude. No, I would have never slept with her." Blah blah blah. It's like, calm down. Nobody said you slept with a calm down. Think about it. Answer the question. They're not beating you. There's no, even if you sleep with a trans woman, even if you sleep with a guy, nobody's going to beat you. It's okay. It's fine. Like,
I mean, Bobby V out here running through them,
I mean, so where does that draw the line? Because basically, we know what sort of community we're in Nigeria. A huge percentage of Nigerians.
We're in Nigeria.
We're in Nigeria.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Wow.
I mean, we could be recording this from anywhere. Like, you guys just want to give away my location like that.
Yeah,
like, someone could be
Nigeria.
trying to kill me or something. But anyways, we know what sort of community we're in. So, and we know a huge percentage of them, or our community, do not accept this. They're already so mad about the gay thing.
Yeah.
And now we're bringing in the transgender thing as well. So how do you think this is going to go for us? I think people are just going to run mad.
I don't think Nigerians have even addressed the possibility of
it being real.
Yeah, no, I think they're just like, oh, that's
Yeah.
white lies.
Look,
As it,
I think that in Nigeria that so okay, America has a huge history of oppression and repression, right? And I don't think Nigeria has the same history. I think that I've spoken to a few of my friends who maybe are effeminate or maybe seen to be gay or whatever, and they've talked about how they've been harassed, but I think for the most part everybody grew up with somebody that they knew was way too effeminate or camp or something. And I think that within communities, Nigeria is sort of like looked the other way. Like within communities, Nigeria is sort of like looked the other way. The issue is when you're not in your community and you're not safe, which brings us back to the whole jungle justice, jungle violence thing, which is that you have no right in any situation, whether someone's accused of stealing or to kill someone, to beat them up or whatever. And I think that that's maybe the first issue that should be tackled when it comes to all this, right? Because I mean, when you look at the demographic of Nigeria, you understand that we're years away from having a conversation about homosexuality or transgender or.
but what's your take on it right now?
My personal take.
Yeah, your personal
for
take.
Nigeria.
Oh, my days.
No, not for Nigeria. For like the whole.
We all know what your take is.
Go on, tell us.
I have.
Mr. Blog Nigeria.
No. I tell you, I have two thoughts about it. Right. Number one is, it's not my business what anybody does. And what I mean by it's not my business is that it's my right to privacy. Everybody has a right to privacy. Which brings me to the second thing, which is the law that says, if somebody's proven to be gay or whatever, and look, if you bring a tape of two people having sex, two men are having sex, whatever, then you can prove that. But for the most part, how are you going to be able to prove without infringing on someone else's rights?
Privacy.
Yeah, on their privacy, going through their phone or whatever. So it almost seems to me to be an unenforceable law. Even though you must understand that the majority of Nigerians are religious people that would like the laws of the land to reflect their beliefs, right?
Hypocrites.
So we have to find a place for Nigerians that don't share the same beliefs. We must find a place for Nigerians that don't share the same beliefs. But people, it's the tension of like, if I give you a law that protects you, will that law eventually infringe on mine? And the reason that this is happening again is because America has such a history of oppression. So when somebody says something about like, let's say the gay rights are given or whatever, then you see someone that says, hey, I don't want to marry a gay couple, lose their job, right? And the rest of the world is looking at that being like, oh, we don't want that to happen to us because we know this seems to be an American ideology and we know how Americans oppress us with their ideologies all the time. I don't know if you understand what I'm saying. So I think a lot of the reaction here is not a personal reaction. It's not us looking at ourselves being like, what do we need to do for ourselves? It's like these Americans have come up with another thing and now they want to force it down the rest of us.
What is the rationale behind? Because I understand freedom of expression in America and freedom of expression of religion in America. And so if someone says that they don't want to marry two gay people, I don't know why they would be seen. I understand why they would, like, the gay people would obviously be upset, but I don't understand why they should
lose their jobs.
And I don't want to be offensive, but I'm still thinking there are not many, but there are a few, I guess, priests and stuff that will marry gay people. They will officiate the wedding and stuff like that, and it's just like I guess it's almost like it's the other way around now. If you and that's what many religious Americans say. Oh, it's reverse oppression. It's reverse racism,
because they have they have such a history of oppression, right? So everything is like knee jerk. It's like, oh, that's how you didn't give black people, so you must obey the law or whatever. I think it all boils down to their history.
How far is this going to go, though? Because we're at a point where everyone is fighting for, I have a right to do this, I have a right to do that, I have a right to do this and that. So if a pedophile comes and says, oh, you know what, I have a right to be a pedophile too because that's what I want. I want to sleep with kids. What's gonna happen then?
I can't roll my eyes far back.
Yeah.
No. But
everybody has rights.
I mean, maybe that's too far.
It's too far.
But people,
the kid too has rights.
The kid too has a right. Maybe that's a bit thinking too far right now.
Yeah.
But there are things like that will come up, and then you won't be able to say, you know what, this is the law. You can't do that.
I think if you're not causing harm, you probably have a right.
Well, this is what I think, that there's an intersection of rights there. So the parent has a right to protect their kids to a certain age, right? So what age is that society says, as a parent, you have a right to say, don't sleep with my child, right? Whatever that age is. There's also the right of a child not to be tampered with, right?
There's nothing sexual about a child.
So there's this intersection of rights there. So it's not just about the pedophile's right in that situation. And I think that's where what Wendy says comes in,
by rolling my eyes.
I mean that's what I'm saying. That may not have been the best example, but there are
it wasn't
like
April.
That. But there are things like that will come up, and then how do we address
things
them?
like what? Like as long as with gay people, with trans people, it's an adult making a decision with another adult, or I guess maybe in the instance where it's like a minor, maybe like a 14-year-old gay guy or gay girl deciding that I too am gay and want to go out with another 14-year-old girl in my class.
Okay, do we have a right to commit suicide?
Wow.
I can decide.
Someone.
No, I
you
can.
are hurting someone.
How? No, listen.
You're harming yourself, bro.
I have a right to decide that, you know what, I do not want to live anymore.
Then
you have no right to stop me if I say, you know what, I don't want to live anymore.
Yes, you don't have a right to kill yourself.
I don't have a right to kill myself. So what?
This is what I'm
right
saying. To get adequate
this is what I'm saying.
Proper medical and
this is what I'm saying, because we keep pushing the lines far back.
No. There's a clear line. You don't have a line to kill. You don't have a right to kill anyone, including yourself.
Okay.
Basically.
Okay.
It's causing harm.
Okay.
Except if it's a fetus.
Oh wow. This conversation is...
It went awful dark. Can we move to brighter terrain? I have to get out of here.
Brighter. Okay. Well, you called it, right?
Do we have
all right.
Do you have a lot of topics?
We just have one more important one to talk about. So Maey Abaga on the 8th of October 2016 made a promise on the 8th of October to Abuja's best rapper, Young Incredible.
His name was Young Incredible. Is that why
to sign him on a 1-year development deal, and he's yet to fulfill it. Emma, what do you have to say for yourself?
Well, first of all, shout out to all the Nigerian blogs. Also, shout out to Young Incredible. Way to get yourself that deal now. Oh, let me think about this. How can I get MI to fulfill his promise?
Send it to the
By
blogs.
sending it to the blogs. Now he's going to be coerced. The truth about it is that Young Incredible and I do owe him an apology. Him and I have seen each other like maybe 10 times. And every
Since
time,
then?
yes. And every time
Wow.
we've seen, we've spoken. He comes to a lot of events. We're together at the event for CRA that myself, Ice Prince, Victoria Kimani did like a couple weeks ago in Abuja.
So you're a terrible person?
No. We see and we speak.
No, but not about the deal though.
About the dildo? What dildo? No. But here's the thing. As soon as Young Incredible is signed to a record deal right now.
To who? Where? Who?
I don't
Not
know. I
you.
don't know the name of the record
As
deal, but
in,
not to me.
yeah.
And at the time, there's someone who I know very well, whose name is Sonny, who owns a record label, who, as soon as this thing had come out and everybody was buzzing about this deal, hit me up and said, Young Incredible signed to me. Now, you guys know how busy I am. You know what we're doing with the label building and all that. And at the time, it was too many complications. So what I said I would do is that I was going to set him up and give him some recording to do in... Oh, and last but not least, I heard some of the music and it wasn't where I wanted it to be. So I wanted him to go through a development phase in Abuja and then, would listen to it. Yeah.
So
He's
what prompted you to tell this guy that you were going to sign him?
He came on stage and he ripped it. Freestyle, he ripped the stage. It was amazing.
Oh, so he was good on
Yeah,
stage,
so,
but the music
so I don't know if
wasn't.
I said... What did I say in the video?
You said that you have a 1-year development deal.
Oh, development deal, yeah.
And everyone's like,
a development deal, yeah, of course. I mean, a development deal. So, which is still what I want to do now. But a development deal, it's a little bit hard to set up, especially when there are all these parties that are saying, oh, we have this artist on contract with us. Can you talk to me about that? And so the window of which I was going to be able to set it up passed. And since then, I've met him. I've told him, yo, this is going to happen. You just have to be patient, right? Also hoping that the music also develops a little bit
His
more.
name is like he loves you so much. He called
Yeah,
himself
he's a short black boy.
Oh,
Like he's shorter than me. He's a short black boy.
Shorter than you.
And he actually is very talented. We'll see what happened. But this is not the way. This vlog. When I saw it, I was actually happy yesterday. I was like, I haven't been in the news for
a while, right?
for a while.
Nobody
I was
talks
like,
about you.
and then the line, the tag was like, stop lying. I was like, but I am in touch with Young Incredible, and
So you're in touch with him, so we shouldn't tell him to send us an email so we can hook this up.
we can hook this up.
We can get agency.
You just
fee.
can't say a word. We got you.
we'll see what happens.
It was all right.
We'll see
Okay.
what happens. I can't
Well-
give the blogs the victory, just like
You're giving middle ground the victory.
Yeah, you're giving us the victory.
Actually, I should, right? Yeah.
Anyways, we don't have much time left, so let's just take one more. Let's take one question. So, who are your?
No. Let's leave that one loose there. I want Luz to be here.
Oh, okay. You want Luz to be here? All right. So I don't know.
Can we all say something terrible about Luz Kingdom before we go?
Yeah. Okay. Let's do that. You first.
No, I want to go last, please.
He has a lot
Please.
to say.
Okay, Luz. I'm just going to say that I am deeply disappointed and hurt by the fact that I messaged you last night and I told you to come here by 9 a.m. and you didn't. And you were so excited about it. I believed you and you lied to me. And I don't like
Do you feel
being
like you
lied
had
to.
a right
And it
for
hurts.
you to
Can you
show up here this morning? Like
What
was
are you on about?
right.
What are you on about? What are you on about? Why what are you saying?
With free what's it called? Free will and choice,
Wendy, what are
You
you
chose
doing?
not to show
Wendy,
up.
what are you doing?
Apologies.
What are you doing?
I'm playing devil's advocate.
What are you doing?
Lucy's advocate.
Hey, Wendy, stop it, yeah? Like, Wendy, what do you
She's
have to say
loosely
to
using
this?
the law. Too.
It's not funny. Yeah,
But
say it yourself.
And what do I have to say?
Yeah,
that's
what do you
bad
have to
about
say?
Lucy?
Yeah.
Well,
You're a traitor. Yeah, go on.
I feel like you lied to us. Maybe. I mean, or maybe not. I don't know. I feel like something happened. I genuinely feel like something happened because Luce doesn't not show up and then not pick up calls.
Yeah.
That's what I. And so I can't really say anything bad because what if he was in an accident trying to rush here and like we said these insensitive things and it's like, but he was trying to get here.
He said
You get it?
he said by 1:52 p.m. yesterday, thanks for the heads up. And I said, I got you. That's how much I cared about him.
Listen, ladies and gentlemen. First of all, nothing happened to Loose Cannon. Nothing. Loose Cannon has been doing this for years. He's been doing this for years. Now the world gets to see what I've been dealing with. You know what I mean?
I just want to point out
All the blogs that be talking shit about MI or the album Why Isn't Loose Project out? This is what the fuck happened.
But I just want to say one. I think he's always early. You're the one
yes,
always
I just
late.
want to
But
point out that Loose has shown up here early every other time.
Loose lives about 10 minutes from here. I live about 40 minutes from here.
I live an hour away from here.
I live in another state, and I'm still here before all of you.
Well, the point is that
You come in by order of furtherance.
I never knew.
Further.
I never knew that we had a
Most of the
deadline
time,
before
doesn't
today. Last week when I came, I made it clear to you guys I didn't know that we had a time to be here. I didn't know. I think it was one of those things that someone told Abuchi or told David, and someone thought I knew, but I didn't know.
David.
Right? And I didn't know.
fault.
Telling David is not telling me, apparently.
It is.
No, it's not. Because
I mean,
David
you
didn't tell me.
did
It's
say
supposed to
that,
be, but he
yeah.
wasn't. So, but I knew I had to be here by 9 because I have to leave right now because I have a meeting.
All right.
Important shit. Let's talk about millions. Loose Cannon, I'm disappointed in you. And so are your fans. We're offended. And guess what? We're not going to support your music anymore, which doesn't matter because we know you're retired from the game, the rap game.
We're boycotting
And,
Loose now.
What?
We're boycotting Loose.
We're boycotting Loose. Loose is,
Wow.
you've been boycotted.
Ted.
Yeah.
No, caught like CAUGHT. It's past tense. Like you caught something.
Is
I
that
caught a
the
cold.
past tense of boycott?
It is now.
I don't understand.
That's actually what, like,
All right, everyone. So we just want to thank everyone for listening, especially my fans. Like, guys, I love you. Keep sending me messages. Don't send anything to M because he doesn't like. I don't like him very much. But yeah. Thank you for listening. We're gonna be back here next week and tune
please
in
send
for
us
the next
emails, please.
Yes, send us
please.
emails. Our social media handles are all at Middle Ground Pod. That's Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. You can email us at middlegroundng@gmail.com.
Or you can DM us as well. That's good.
Hey, Wendy, do you want to host?
So
Do you want to host? You sure? Are you good? Alright, fine then. Alright, thank you all for listening.
Just a last word of advice. If you give her herpes, you're going to have to pay to give her peace.
Oh my God.
How do you feel now that you said that?
I feel great.
All right. Thank you, everyone. I'm sorry you had to hear. Yeah, had to hear that. Bless.
Peace to the Middle East.
You're like comeback line. You didn't get it straight. I'm sorry you had to blah, blah, blah. I'm sorry you had to blah, blah, blah. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. You have to be smooth. Smoother. All right, guys.
The middle ground.